Well, first of all, we are absolutely thrilled, Dave. It's so great to have Dove Award nominee this year, Chris Blue. I just saw a posting about it today because the nominations came out a couple of weeks ago, but today the voting actually begins.
I know, it's so crazy.
Yeah,
man.
that's very cool. Very
never
cool.
in a million years would I think like my name would change from Chris Blue to Dove Award nominee.
And the rest of your career, you ask anybody, they'll say when they're talking about you, Dove Award winner, hopefully, or nominee.
Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what the Lord says. Yeah.
So welcome. We just met like all of 10 minutes ago, and you've already offended me on a couple of different levels.
You know, you said be real. You said I could keep it real. I could be myself.
Come on.
I'm not an offensive person.
You got something a little less than real, maybe, that we could... I'm kidding. We are thrilled to have you here. And I say that as a fan.
Man.
I've been at a couple places recently, and you just kind of walked up and you owned the stage, and that's that X factor that you really can't train, and there's an electricity when you walk on the stage that you cannot teach somebody.
Did they pay the light bill? What do you mean? Like, I'm just kidding. No. That's very humbling to hear. Really humbling to hear. But thank you.
I mean, we all know. I mean, people, not everybody. You won The Voice in 2017.
That's true.
I remember watching it.
Yeah, that's true.
I was watching it. I remember. I don't know if I voted for you, but I'll say I did. But
I'm
just joking. But I do remember watching you and thinking, man, that guy's very talented. But we're really interested to tell us a little bit. Knoxville, seven brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I'm the youngest, so I'm the youngest of 7 kids.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You grew up in church.
Absolutely. Grew up in church.
Lead worship. Fill us in a little bit.
So I'm originally from Florida. A lot of people think I'm not, because when you get on Google, Google says Glendale, Arizona.
And he does everything. He knows what he's doing. He's looking up all this stuff.
I've never been to the state of Arizona. So I don't.
It says Glendale?
I'm serious.
Wait. You're saying the internet got it wrong?
They got it wrong.
That's the first I've ever heard that happen.
They got it so wrong. Never been to the state, but, Wiki says I'm from Glendale. I'm actually from Central Florida, just about 45 minutes outside of Orlando.
Okay. What city?
Polk County, Florida, Winter Haven, Lake Wales. Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Okay.
So grew up there, and then we moved to Tennessee back in 2000. Long story short, God told my mom to move to Tennessee. And we had this whole prophetic experience that happened, right? So me and my brothers, it's 5 brothers. We were like the gospel version of the Jackson 5.
I love it.
Right?
Did they all sing too?
Everybody, we played our own instrument. We were our own band, our own singers. It was literally gospel version of Jackson 5. So we went to this church in Georgia. Right. And when we got there, we did our thing. We sang. And by this time, God had already told my mom that we were supposed to move to Tennessee. But she didn't know where, because you had Memphis, you had Nashville, you had Knoxville, you had Chattanooga. She didn't know where, but she heard God say Tennessee. So we get to this church, and this prophet is there. And he's like preaching and doing his thing. And typically he prophesies to everybody at the altar call. Well, this night he only prophesied to one person. That was my mom. Right? So he goes up to my mom. He says, in 3 days, I need you to pack or sell everything you have, and I need you to move to Tennessee.
No.
So she's like, wow, that's confirmation, God. That's confirmation. We're supposed to be in Tennessee. But still the answer had not been given. What city? She just knew Tennessee. So we're packing up our van. And as we're about to leave, he pulls up in a car. He says, oh, by the way, God told me to tell you Knoxville, Tennessee is the city you're supposed to be in. And so in 3 days, we packed everything we had, or we gave it away, or we sold it, and we moved to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Did you know anybody? Did you really know about Knoxville?
We knew one person. So we had a cousin that was moving to Knoxville from North Carolina. They didn't know anyone. We didn't know anyone other than each other.
Wow. But when you have 7 kids in your family, you really don't need that big of a network. You already got a good start.
Yeah, you got a pretty good tribe and community inside your house. So we all piled into one house. It was a 3-bedroom home, and you had 15 people living in a 3-bedroom home. And we did that. We did that for quite some time. We did that for a little bit. So, but that's where God said go, and we were coming from an apostolic background, Pentecostal. I don't know if you guys can recognize that when I sing on stage.
I
but
can. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I come from a Nazarene background where we stand still as we
But
worship.
Nazarenes are kind of close to Pentecostal.
Is that right?
I come from a United Pentecostal background, so it's really close to apostolic.
But I've seen you dance, and I've seen him.
There's a big
Night and day.
He wins. He wins definitely.
But literally, I watched you when you walked on stage.
Oh.
We were at something.
It was the Gaither Vocal Band taping out
Yes.
at where they used to do Huckabee just a couple of months ago.
Oh man!
And you just walk on and you just have that cool
and the foot was already moving
that's
before
exactly
you.
right.
And you just also did a taping like by yourself, evidently.
Yeah.
I did.
And
Christmas
my
taping.
daughter-in-law sang backup on it. She used to be part of
Really?
a group called Voices of Lee.
Yeah.
And she works at the church right next to the. And she said, "Yeah, I went over and did something." I said, "Who was she?" Chris Blue.
That's awesome.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
nice.
That's kind of a
nice.
big deal.
No, it's not a big deal at all, man. They were great though. They were great singers.
Yeah.
Really, really good
She's-
singers. Did she get her voice from you?
You've
Okay,
not
never
heard
mind.
me-
All right, never
You've
mind.
not heard me sing or seen me dance, or you wouldn't have to ask that question.
But he's a great writer.
Yeah, but boy, can I rhyme.
Hey, that's what matters.
That's right.
So yeah,
But that moving in with a family that big, and I mean I make jokes, but that's a scary start.
it was petrol. Well, I wouldn't know. I was only like 10 years old.
Okay, yeah.
My mom and my older brother, like my oldest brother, we call him Elder. Like they carried the heaviest weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, this is a single parent with
I
7
was gonna
kids
say,
doing
oh
that.
my gosh.
Right.
Wow.
I thank God for my dad. Me and my dad are building a relationship again now, but during those adolescent years, like
Yeah.
it was just us and mom.
Man.
So she raised 7 kids
Wow.
for the most part by herself.
Yeah.
During those really, really tough times. Now I've got one. She is the most precious thing to me in the world. She's 4 years old, but my God, 7?
I know. Yeah.
I could
Wow.
never. I would lose all my hair. All of this would be. I'd look like. Sorry.
That's a great start. We're on
We're
a
doing
good
this. Is
track
going to
now.
be a good. So, did you get involved with a church there? Did
So
you, or
yeah.
did you
So yes.
still sang and everything?
So if you've ever met my mother, you'll know that she mama don't meet strangers. She talks to everybody, and she just has a gift of just winning people over. So
love it.
my mom was at the grocery store, and this lady was in line. She was like, "I don't know who you are, but I want to invite you to my church."
That's great.
And so we ended up going to their church, and we fell in love with it. It was Old Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Right on the opposite end of town, really small, but had a lot of fire and passion. And so we went there and we sang that morning.
Of course
Wow,
you did.
Of course,
you did.
you know,
When you double their attendance by walking in,
That's exactly.
you
gotta
get
have
the
them
platform.
sing. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. So that's what happened, and we went up there, we sung. They took us out to lunch, and those folks became our godparents that day.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen a clip somewhere of somebody asking your mother, so what kind of advice did you give these kids? And she didn't hesitate. She rattled off like, do this, follow this, read the word. I mean, it was the real deal.
Absolutely, and she says those same things to this day. Have a teachable spirit, be humble, serve God, serve people.
Man, that's
and
good.
It's great.
Yeah.
And man, as I'm growing up, like these are things that I'm passing down to my daughter, not
Yes.
because mama said it, but because they're the truth.
It is true.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah,
real.
it is.
And I've seen it like in my life, how it's transformed my world, being humble, being teachable, just because of your attitude.
Attitude is everything.
Attitude is everything.
It is.
Like talent is great.
Oh yeah.
And I tell this to like every musician anybody that I work with, your talent is great, right? And it can be undeniable talent, but man, if you got a bad attitude, like that's how I chose my wife, to be honest with you. Like my wife is beautiful, but I told her, I said, listen, if your attitude was not good, it would take you from a 10 down to a 6
that.
quick.
I do.
How often do you remind her of that? I'm just
Not often at all. No,
asking for a friend.
I said it one time. Just said it once.
One was enough.
And I hope she forgot all about it.
Well, we'll make sure she doesn't hear this. Now, she's from London, is that?
That's true. Yeah, she's from London, England.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a whole nother God story. Like all of my stories are like God stones,
Yeah.
right? So to me, a God stone is when God is infused literally inside of your story. Yeah. So David defeated Goliath not because he had a slingshot and a stone, but because God's power was inside of that stone. Right. Yeah. So anytime I see God's hand moving in my life, I just label it a God stone. Like that's how I met. It's how I met my wife. It's how we got to Tennessee. Like if you knew the story of how I met my wife, it would probably blow your minds. It was crazy.
That's great.
Wow. Yeah.
And do I remember that she had cancer or she was?
Yeah, she was battling a really bad illness, and the doctors said that it was bone marrow cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know that they knew what they were saying, but that's what they said. And she had an operation, and so while she was on the table laying there, man, she basically was gone for a little bit. I'll never forget this. She called me just before the operation, and she said, I feel like I'm not gonna wake up. I was like, what do you now? We were still like boyfriend and girlfriend at this point. Or, we weren't engaged or anything. She's like, I feel like I'm not gonna wake up. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I don't think I'm gonna wake up. So she's crying and she's telling me she loves me and all those things. Wow. And so what I did was we hung up the phone and I turned on worship music. Yeah. I laid on my face and I started praying. And I said, God, because and while I was praying, something inside of me left. Like I could feel something in me just like tear off. Wow. It was gone. And that's when I knew she was gone. Yeah. So I said, God, I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to move until you do. Yeah. But you got to bring her back to me. So she was gone for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Wow. But she came back, and when she came back, she started talking to me about what she saw, and I saw everything she saw while I was laying down in prayer. So when she woke up, I'm saying, she said, hey, I saw heaven, I saw heaven, I saw heaven. And I began to describe to her what she saw. She said, were you there? I was like, no, I wasn't there. God showed me when I was on my face.
Wow.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you follow that up with, so don't ever try to mess with me, because I know
No. She knows. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah. Wow.
And those are stories you can't just make up or.
Oh, no.
Was this after The Voice? How long have y'all been married?
We've been married for 8 years now.
So this was right about the time of The Voice?
This was before The Voice. Wow. This is before I left to go audition.
I read somewhere where you said because of The Voice that you could finally give her the wedding that she deserved or something. So that was all kind of happening about that same time.
Absolutely. So we got married just after The Voice. Like The Voice concluded in May of 2017. We were married July 12th, 2017.
Yeah. How did you get to The Voice? And we usually don't even ask these kind of questions, but I that was one thing I didn't see. I just knew he was on The Voice.
So I read somewhere where you were like the last blind audition. So I thought, I didn't know he was blind. Yeah. I didn't know what that meant. But
no, I'm not blind. No. I can see. Yeah. No. So another Godstone story, right? I hadn't had, what many people don't know is I didn't have a career at all in music as a solo artist at all until I stepped foot on that stage.
Really?
I had no experience. I had no songs. I had no albums. I had no tours. You just sang with
your brothers?
I just sang with my brothers in church.
Yeah.
That's what we did, And so the first time you would see me as a solo artist was on a national platform. Like so how I got there was I was riding with a friend of mine from Nashville. Shout out to Amy. And she called me and said, hey, I'm not going to be able to write with you this week because I'm going to go audition for The Voice. I'm like, oh, cool, great for you. I hope you do great, whatever. And she was like, well, you should do it too. And I thought, nah, I'm not good enough for those, because if you watch The Voice, no disrespect to any of the other, singing competition shows.
There's some great singers.
But if you are on The Voice, you have to be able to sing.
I totally agree.
Right?
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. So I thought, nah, I'm not good enough, right? And what's crazy is after that, I heard the audible voice of God come back to me and say, audition for The Voice. Now this was the third time God had spoke to me directly to say do it, but I kept kind of like, nah, just kind of like Samuel, I just kind of like, nah. And I waited for the fourth time. The fourth time was after the conversation with this young lady. I was like, you know what? All right, whatever. She reminded me like 3 days before our little writing session, and she was like, I want you to audition. So I said, you know what? There's no harm in auditioning.
Yeah.
I'll go down to Atlanta. If I don't make it, no one will ever have to know. You know, whatever.
Exactly right.
I'll just come back
Don't worry
home.
about the Dove Awards.
Exactly.
If I don't win, nobody ever knows I was nominated.
They'll never know. Yeah. It's a little different. But
You're right.
But so I started filling out the application online. Again, nobody knows me, right? So like you could send in video auditions, and what most people don't know is these television shows will contact you. Like if they see your YouTube channel and they see you're doing they'll contact you and say, hey, we want you to come to LA audition on the blinds. So you skip so many steps.
Yeah.
I didn't have any steps I could skip. I had to start from ground zero. Yeah. Right.
It's crazy.
So I'm filling out this application. Let me hurry up. How much time do we have? Because I don't want
to. You take your time. We're doing good. You're doing good.
Okay, so I'm filling out the application, right? And as I'm going through it, I'm about halfway finished. My sister calls me. My sister's like, "Hey, I don't know if you want to hear this or not, but I just finished my fast, and I heard God say during my fast, you need to audition for The Voice." And I'm like looking at my house. I'm like, I don't remember installing cameras anywhere in my house. And so I'm like, all right, cool, got it, confirmation. I go to church that Saturday. I'm leading worship at a church. I'm done leading worship. I'm leaving to go home. I get stopped by this family. They're like, hey, you ever thought about auditioning for The Voice?
Wow. And you had never mentioned any of this.
I had never mentioned this to anyone. Right? The very next day, which is Sunday, another family approaches me. The exact same thing happened. I never saw them. Like I never met them before this moment, and I haven't seen them since. Right? So you go back to, 10 years ago when my mom had this encounter with this prophet.
Yeah.
He tells her to go do this one thing.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this guy since then. I hadn't seen these folks since then.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a God stone. God's just throwing his stones. Yeah. He's throwing his stones. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go. I meet up with a friend. I tell him what I believe God told me to do. He loans me his F-150 limited edition truck, which at the time was like my dream car. He said, hey, I want you to take my car to Atlanta. Here's $100. Go do what God told you to do. Yeah. So I get down there and
unbelievable.
I'm there at like 5 a.m. at the Atlanta Convention Center. And the line is wrapped around the building 3 times.
I'm sure.
It was insane. I get inside the building and they're auditioning. Like they separate us and put us in groups of 10. Yeah. So I'm inside the building and everybody sings. It's like, okay, your turn. You sing. So the person's going, they stop them. Thanks, next. And they just kept doing that. I was the last person in that group of 10 to perform. Right. And I am sweating buckets. I'm crap. Everybody sung no more than 3 seconds and they sat him down and shut him up. So I'm next.
Wow.
I'm next. They're going to shut me up.
They've done that to me my whole life. And that was never even an audition, but I start singing, they close it down pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh man. Shame on them.
Exactly right.
No, but so I'm in the room and I start singing and they're just listening. I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I'm waiting on them to tell me to shut up, but they don't. I just keep singing. And like, okay, great, that was awesome. Hey, can you sing me another song? And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't prepare for 2. So I just started singing another song.
What did you sing?
The first song was Love and Happiness by Al Green.
It's a great song.
It's an amazing song, right? It is a great song. One of my heroes in music.
That's very cool.
And the second song was Sam Cooke, Change Is Gonna Come.
Okay. Wow.
And so they
that's
said
why he dances.
That's it. I'm a young man, but I'm an old soul. Man, so.
I can tell. I definitely can tell.
There's wisdom in both.
So did they tell you at the end of that you sang 2 songs?
Sang 2 songs.
And then they tell you next you're going on you're going.
Yeah. They said, hey, we want to invite you back. So I had to get back to Atlanta in 3 days, and I had to perform for them again. Now I'm in front of cameras.
Yeah.
Right. And so at the end of that, they say, well, we'll call you if we want. Whatever. So I had to wait like a month before they called me.
Oh my God.
So the girl that encouraged you to go, how did she do?
I'm not. You know what? I think she made it through like maybe the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
And then I don't know what really happened from there because life just started getting crazy.
You're probably too young to remember much about a show called the Andy Griffith.
I know a little bit about Andy.
Okay, so there's one episode where
Here we go.
Barney, the deputy, is going to go and audition, and there's a guy named Rafe Hollister.
Oh, man.
Yes.
And Rafe goes with him, and Rafe wins, and Barney.
Oh, no.
So that's everything in my life I relate to an episode of Andy Griffith.
No, Amy's a winner. She's performed in Nashville. She's from Nashville. I think she's still here. Actually, she performed at the Bluebird? Yeah.
Great place.
Yeah, so she's still doing very well.
So when your family, even they were, obviously they were in God's loop on that whole discussion, because it was such a musical family. Was there any? Did you feel any of that? I could have done that too, or did they any of them want to go audition for something like that? Or
No, they didn't. They didn't want to. They were all extremely supportive. And honestly, like when I broke it down to my family, like where I was going and what I was doing, I thought I was going to be exiled, because we grew up very legalistic, you know. And when I told them, it was like the opposite. I was like, wait, these are the same people I grew up with, because it was really weird how supportive they were, and still to this day, man, they are so supportive, and it's a beautiful thing, That whole process was just
so.
crazy.
Alicia Keys, and Emily Ann talked about when she got to California that she and a couple others, they were able to take a bus and they went and found a church. Because that was what she grew up. She had to be in church on Sunday, and they weren't ready for that out there. But you did some Christian songs. I mean, did you feel any pushback on that, or?
I did for one, and it was actually the song I think that helped me win the show. "Take Me to the King" by Kirk Franklin and Tamela Mann.
Ooh, I got chill bumps.
It was
great. I forgot that you did that. It's a great song.
That's the song I got pushback on.
Yeah, it's a great
really.
Yeah.
Well, so not much pushback, but a little bit. And funny enough, right? One of the executive producers, who I don't think he was a believer at the time. I had been praying about my purpose, like, God, why do you have me here? Because obviously I'm here for a reason. Because I would never be here without your, So I was praying and fasting, which all right, well, I'll get into that later. But I was praying and fasting about the song, like what's the song I'm supposed to sing here. And my wife called me and she said, "Chris, I had a dream, and you were singing this song, and you were on this platform, and people were in white, and it was so moving, and blah 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 blah." I was like, man, I can't wait to find out what this song is, because I want to sing it. I want to, I want to minister this song on national TV. And the executive producer came to me and said, "You know what? There's a song I think you need to sing."
No.
Serious. And he was like, "It's and people started naming songs. He kept shutting them down, like, no. And it was kind of like, it's really eerie. Kind of reminded me of like Samuel when he chose David, to be the next king. When he anointed him, it's like people were bringing him this option and that option. Now he just kept turning them down, like, nope. And then finally it hit him. Yeah. It's "Take Me to the King." That's a song you ought to do, Chris. You ever heard that song before? And I thought, no, I've never heard the song, because I hadn't. I had never heard the song before.
Wow.
And so I had to go to my room, and I had to memorize it. I had to learn it. And
did they have like lyric monitors for you?
No.
So you had to memorize.
I had to memorize it.
Yeah.
I had to memorize. I had to embody that song.
Yeah.
And I hope I did.
Do you know?
Wow.
Do you know Todd Tillman? Todd he's the new singer with
True Song.
True Song, Up to the Ark.
Nice.
He won, I don't know.
It was
4 or 5 years ago, huh? The COVID year. Yeah.
Oh, the COVID year.
Yeah.
But if you ever get a chance to meet him, incredible guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
So his first night on there, and I don't watch a lot of TV just because I work a lot, and so I'm sitting at home, and this kid Todd was on there, and it was his first night, and it was Nick Jonas's first night, and so he says to Todd something about, "What'd you grow up listening to?" And he said, "Well, I was a preacher's son. I grew up listening to Christian music." I said, CCM. And Nick Jonas goes, so you knew Philip Scraggin Dean? And he broke into a song that I had co-written. And I'm not watching it. And all of a sudden, my phone's blowing up.
Yeah.
Are you watching? Nick
Yeah.
Jonas is singing your song.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
I text
cool.
my kids because you don't want to miss a dad moment.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
That's
good.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
To which my kids, I found out later, were texting each other saying, we got to go straighten Dad out on some bad information. And it was a pretty neat thing. It was an old song called Mercy Came Running.
Great.
And I looked up, and Nick Jonas was born the year that song went number one.
Wow.
And so you know, that show, the reach of that thing, I had no idea so many people watch it. The phone was just exploding, and I'm going, Nick who?
See, it's the reach is phenomenal.
Oh.
Every single week, you're performing live in front of 20 million plus people.
It's unbelievable.
It's so for me, you gotta. I started from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Open call audition in Atlanta, Georgia. It spans across of 6 major cities across the United States.
That's incredible.
Over 70,000 auditions. And God brings me down. I'm the last one to audition on the blind auditions, but I'm the last one standing at the very, very end. Now you take 7 from 70,000.
Yeah.
I'm one of 70,000. You look at those odds, that's a David and Goliath story.
All the way.
But,
all the way.
But people think I won because of my talent. There were plenty of singers on that show who could sing a lot better than me, who were more experienced, who had better giftings. But I think the reason why I won was because of my 7-day Psalms framework.
Yeah.
That was my secret weapon.
Gosh,
And
so good.
it's a tool. It's a tool
that you're a pretty amazing singer.
He is. But that's
honestly,
where the God part of it all.
Yes.
That's why I just think it. I mean, you are an incredible singer, but when God is in it, God is in it.
Absolutely. I knew I was there on purpose, but I knew the talent that I had wouldn't be enough. I needed something that would help me get through that competition, and that's the 7-day Psalms framework that I kind of mentioned to you. Like, that's what I used every single day. It's a tool that I created that helped me as an artist get through those tough times.
Wow.
And after that, I realized, wait, 7-day Psalms isn't something that I can just use, on a TV show. This is something that I can use throughout my life. And
it's a way of life.
And so I started coaching people on, the 7-day Psalms framework, and it's something that I use, and I teach all of my artists and students to do that. And I've seen, and they've seen, extraordinary testimonies through that. So
there's a great quote somewhere that is on the same internet that said you were from Glendale that turns out to be not true, but said that when you won on The Voice, that you wanted your family to feel like they were on the stage with you. Is there some kind of quote you remember like that you wanted that to be their moment too when you won?
I don't remember, but I will say this: it was just as much their win.
Were they there for that night?
They were there.
That's great.
They were all there.
That's great.
Their first time in LA.
I bet that was fun.
It was cool, man. They were all dressed in the same color blue.
See, I just love that.
Like,
That's
it was really beautiful.
Did The Voice? Did they know that dynamic that they were new? That was the first time, or did they know any of the backstory at all?
I think I told them, like, we're just some country boys and girls from Central Florida and Knoxville, Tennessee, who never been out west and never been to the big city. So they knew, but it was really cool. They helped bring some of them out.
That's great.
So great.
So we have had recently on this podcast, we've had Kevin Williams. You know Kevin a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I know Kevin.
And you want to talk about funny.
Oh,
we got
gosh,
nowhere near the script that he thought we were going to talk about. We've had Gene McDonald.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've had Mark Lowry.
Oh, man.
We've had...
So what the heck am I doing here, man? Y'all had some legends on here.
I love I love the whole spiritual side of it. I mean, I love all the fun stuff, but man, the God part of that.
Because we didn't get that from Kevin or Mark, I'll tell you that.
No, Mark, it was a good night for Mark. He was having a real spiritual moment that night. But we've had some great Gaither.
You can't tell the story of Christian music without tell the story of Bill Gaither.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
So I know where you're going. So
well, and I've heard a little bit about the story about you were in Chicago and you you're going to have a chance to have dinner with him, and
Yeah.
I'd have done the same thing. If I'm going to eat
Of
Bill Gaither, I'm
course.
flying from anywhere I am.
Had you heard of the Gaither? I mean, you grew up in church and singing.
Yeah.
Did you know the impact of Gaither at that point?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Again, I grew up listening to Jesus, you're the center of my joy. I grew up listening to Because He Lives, I Can Face, tomorrow. Didn't realize he was the one who wrote that song.
You sang that for him in
I
a
did.
restaurant, Calhoun's,
I
right?
did. We was
you
at
didn't know
Calhoun's.
that he wrote it.
No.
That's awesome.
That is
I didn't know.
That is so
and
funny.
but that's a song that, I grew up hearing.
Your mom
and,
had
and my
sung.
mom told me, like, anytime you go anywhere, you got to take a song with you and take a word with you. Those are the two things you must have at all times.
I want to meet your mom.
And
That's so good.
Be careful what you wish for. Look, Q knows mama. So
That's
I had that song in my back pocket because it was just,
Yeah.
it's a recognizable
It
song. And I
is.
didn't want to sing Amazing Grace because everybody sings Amazing
Yes,
Grace.
right.
But I wanted something that was, known. And I didn't know Bill Gaither wrote it.
Okay, so you think
Gosh.
I'm trying to picture you're standing in Calhoun's and
Well, I wasn't standing. We were eating. I had food in my mouth. Let's just be clear. He had catfish in his mouth and I had cornbread in mine. And he's like,
Wait.
I want you to sing a song for me.
isn't Calhoun's a rib place?
It is.
What's he eating catfish for at a rib place?
I don't know.
It's Bill Gaither.
He does what he wants. For all I know, they could have went out and caught the fish in the, in the river and
exactly
cooked
right
it
for
for
him.
him.
But you start
Right.
singing his song,
Yeah.
you got to think he's thinking, all right, I'm being set up here.
I don't know. He just kind
He
of.
didn't know that you didn't know.
He didn't know that I didn't know. No.
That's
so
amazing.
So maybe he thought I knew, but I didn't know.
But that was your first meeting with him.
That was
also?
my first meeting. Yeah.
And he just.
And he invited you like the next day to Family Fest or
He
something.
did. Well, it wasn't the next day. It was like 3 days from there. So I had to figure out, some living arrangements for 3 days because I flew down to have dinner with him.
They thought you lived in Knoxville.
They thought I lived in Knoxville, and I didn't. We were in Chicago.
Unbelievable.
And so when I had the invite, they were like, "Hey, so do you have any plans?" I'm like, "What do I say?"
Yeah.
I said, "No, I don't have any plans.
No.
I will be there. I'll be on time. I'll be early."
I think that's awesome.
And so I was. That's what happened.
So I'm trying to. I'm listening, but I'm trying to reconcile all these stories from a song style standpoint. You knew Because He Lives, and yet you really didn't grow up in Southern gospel.
No,
Did you know? Had you heard the term Southern Gospel?
I had heard the term,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'd never. So I don't.
But your family, I've heard your family sing. What's the old Albert Goodson song? We've come this far by faith.
Oh yeah.
It's a great song.
Now that to me was an old Southern gospel song by an artist named Henry and Hazel Slaughter. You remember them?
Yes. Yeah,
They had
I
the
do.
very
I didn't know that. I didn't
first
know
hit
that.
on that, if I remember right.
So listen. I didn't know where these songs came from. I just grew up singing them, in church.
But then you sing about the one about the storm. I've heard you sing.
He has the best version ever of
I Can't Even Walk.
Can't Even Walk. With
Oh,
Old
man.
I mean, it's my. And there again, it was done by many Southern gospel
Yes.
groups, but I always think of it as, is it Charles Johnson, the Revivals? I
Revivals,
think
yeah.
where I first heard it, and it just. But you
Man.
have the most incredible.
So what you
version
do
of
to
it.
a song,
Yeah.
you take that and you own
Yeah.
it. Like, this is how you feel it or you hear it. All of a sudden, you can't listen to anybody else ever sing that song
Oh,
again.
crap. Oh,
I've even
man.
heard you
Yeah.
do, is it I Will Always Love You or something that
I've done that
a
before.
completely
yeah.
different feel from.
Yeah. So I'm a TV host as well. I do a lot of stuff, man. So I host a television show back in Knoxville that supports East Tennessee musicians and music and just the
Okay.
sound of East Tennessee. And we do a lot of, different songs on there. And I told the guy, the executive producers, Breezy Wynn, I said, listen, man, whatever we do, I need to have my stamp on it. It's got to be me. Like,
I love that.
I'm if you hadn't noticed, right? I like to, walk my own path. I like to do my own thing. Like, it's not traditional or even custom that you see a young black man who dresses like I do's, got dreadlocks,
I do love that you walked in
earrings,
and you had that coat. You said, "I wear this because it gets cold." I do love that.
I could wear those clothes too. I just probably
Probably
would.
should. Yeah, I feel,
No,
that'd be too much for all of us
I
to
need
handle.
to take you shopping and say, hey,
There you go. Yeah.
don't ever wear this.
No.
Don't-
You're right.
Hey.
Stay humble. Stay humble.
I'll go shopping with you. I'll go shopping. Don't let.
Don't let-
No, I'm just joking. Oh, that's.
I mean, I grew up in Michigan. I could wear the hat. I think I could get by with
you
the
get
hat.
one of these nice hats. I actually just got these. We can
Does the hat come with the hair hanging down?
No, but we should think about that maybe.
You probably should. You probably should.
Probably sell a lot more of them.
I'm giving you a
So
hard
you
time.
meet Gaither. He takes you to praise to
The Family Fest.
Family Fest.
Yeah. I meet him. I go to Family Fest. So this was a Tuesday night when we have dinner now.
Yeah.
And I'm scheduled to get back on a flight.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. But he's like, hey, I want you to come to Family Fest on Friday. So I'm like, oh, well, guess I gotta stay here a little bit longer, which I didn't mind, but I had to figure out where to stay, and I did. And I had to call home and tell my wife, hey, I'm not gonna be coming back.
Did you know a lot of the artists when you got up there? Had you heard of?
No.
That's
So he's
funny.
He's the kind that even if I've heard a lot of stories how he'll tell people you sing this, but even if he doesn't, he's processing what the flow of the order is going to be.
Yeah.
So did you get to pick that song the first night, or did he say sing because he lives? Or
He told me to sing because he lives.
Of course he did.
I didn't know what to sing, and I didn't realize how gigantic that song was in this field.
That's
right?
awesome.
But looking back now, the fact that he allowed me to sing that song on the first night was huge, and it said a lot. Like, it really gave me a shot of confidence that, I'm in the right
He teed it
place.
up in the middle of the field for you too. I mean,
He did. He did a great job.
He knew you were going to win.
Well, I'm glad he did. I didn't know I would, But again, like, I'm my own man. I like to march to the beat of my own drum, and I'm always going to do things that maybe go against the grain, and I'm going to stand out, and it's going to be different, and people are going to like it. Some people are going to not like it, but it's okay. This is who God made me to be.
But Bill knows. I mean, that's his.
Oh, yeah. He
knows.
knows.
He knows what's going to work.
Yeah, he knows.
what's going to work.
We have a good friend that I've heard you sing with, and with the two of you together, get out of the way. It's Angie Prim.
Oh my gosh!
And,
yeah.
And there's something. She's electric by herself.
Yep.
And you're electric.
Yeah.
And when you two start singing together, okay, I got nothing. It's
No, what you witnessed with me and Angie is a young man trying to keep up. That's because she's a fireball.
She's one of the most underrated singers, I think.
No doubt.
Industry.
And there was one spot.
I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing.
One
no
spot
doubt.
in that song I heard you two sing together that both of you, like at different times, but you stayed on one note for like a whole word. It was amazing. It was really unique.
That's pretty cool.
You guys are doing something pretty amazing.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. No, she was special.
Yeah.
Years ago, I probably shouldn't tell this on the.
No, tell it. You
Come on,
already started it.
You've already started. You might
So
as
I have
well.
a little demo studio at my house, and Angie was there with another lady who had sung on a lot of the Gaither things, and I said, "So, what don't I get by just watching that on TV? What's going on? What's the backstory?" And she goes, "It's the purple chair." And I said, "What's the purple chair?" She said, "You never sit in the purple chair because you're the next one to go if you do."
Mark Lowry has said that numerous times. You don't want to sit in those first big chairs.
Oh man.
That's a great insight. I'll take that word and receive it.
Oh,
and,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm glad. Because I used to always think to myself, man, those chairs look so comfortable. Like, I want to sit in one of those chairs.
It's short-lived though.
My gosh, no, I'm never ever. Oh
But
my
there
gosh.
have been a lot of just the thread of Gaither stories because of the influence that he's had.
Yeah.
And he has different seasons where he has championed so many people through the decades, but there's usually one at a time that's kind of, okay, now this is my attention right now. And I have sensed that. I was there the morning they did the Enlighten launch downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
And you Jason, I think, was already singing, and you walked out with Jason and joined the song he was doing, and there's just that energy that you're singing to a room full of industry people.
Wow.
And that thing that you bring to the party it's just gonna carry you a long ways.
Wow, man. That, you know what? What's crazy is I'm still learning a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm learning that every industry is its own world.
Sure.
It is.
Right.
It is.
And so being in this world, I didn't come in with a whole lot of knowledge and experience. So like, naturally, I'm not trying to impress my hero or gain the approval of a person. I'm just seeing every person as
You're
a
very
person.
secure in your gift because the whole ministry aspect of it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
God really ordaining what you're doing, which is.
Does it make you at all nervous, or that you might get pigeonholed into that world when you got this whole other thing, or does that ever? Or are you just happy the way they've accepted you?
I don't really see it like that.
Good.
Because again, everything in my life that's happened has been God's stones.
Yeah.
And it's been seasons. We all operate on cycles, systems, and seasons. And so this is just the season that I'm in right now in my life. I think the next season of my life will be something completely different. When that time comes, I'm just trying to stay present and be in this season and live in this moment,
Your
until God
instincts
moves
are
me.
serving you well.
They're
And you've surrounded yourself with some pretty good people.
Oh,
yeah. I totally agree.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say that, but the guy that's over here, you can. Never mind.
Do you still?
Do you do solo dates and stuff? Are you out on the road doing your own stuff?
I'm actually in the yes.
Starting to?
Yes, I am.
You're a
I am.
worship pastor at the gathering.
New Life Gathering in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a worship pastor right
a New Start Church. Is that right?
Yes, we've only been around for 5 years, 6, 7 years, something like that. Yeah.
So do you get people showing up at church because Chris Blue is there? Do you sense that ever?
It does. It happens. Yeah,
of course it does.
It happens.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It gives me new people to meet, new people to talk to, and a little job security there. 'Cause I think my pastor kind of likes that
I
stuff.
bet he does.
And you have one daughter,
One daughter.
and she's how old?
She's 4 years old, but she is my boss.
That's all.
And she's
And
my
will
wife's
be.
boss, and will continue to be.
Yes, that's how that works.
We all have kids, and we all understand that. Definitely.
I mean, mine never got to me, but I've heard other people say.
Oh yeah, right.
I can just smell the animal poo in the room.
That's exactly. I love it.
That's great.
So what are your plans? I mean, you have the record that's up for a Dove. You're doing all the Gaither stuff. What do you want to do next?
Well, so I started acting as well.
Okay.
So this past year,
okay.
of course, I can't sit.
You did.
Look, I can't sit still, man.
I can tell that about you.
I gotta do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It stems from the scriptures: "To whom much is given, much is required." And that's what I live my life on. Like, I don't want to get to heaven someday and God look at me and He's like, "I put so much in you, and you only gave me this much back." Like, no. Like, the gospel of Jesus Christ needs to be preached to all the world. The reality is, all the world is not inside of 4 walls of a church, right? They're not only in studios. They're not only in restaurants. They're watching TV. They're actually on film sets. They're everywhere, and we gotta go there. We have to occupy the world until Jesus returns, which I believe is going to be very, very soon. And I want to be found worthy of heaven. And so I started acting, and this past year I've done 2 films and a stage play.
That's
and
awesome.
I've got another script for another film, a Christmas film that I'm going to be a part of, and another stage play about Jacob and Esau that's going to be really cool. And so one day my dream is to be a part of the David production.
Okay.
I
was going to ask you, have you seen House of David?
I love
I
House
knew you
of
had,
David.
When you started talking about David and the Psalms, I wonder if you'd seen. It's a new series on.
I love it.
Amazon.
It's on Prime. No, it's on Prime.
Yeah.
And
Incredible.
I'm
Incredible.
hooked. And so I'm praying to God, like, Lord, I would love to
I
be
can
on
see
this
you
show.
on there.
Like,
That's so funny.
I thought you were going to say your dream was to be part of a Hallmark Christmas movie, but
no,
not so much.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I do it, but I want to.
on,
I'd love to be
nothing
on.
wrong with that.
I love. I aim really high.
I know. House of David is pretty high. That's really good.
So
That or The Chosen.
Oh,
one of the two. I'll take one of the two.
I totally agree.
with a family as large as yours, and you were the baby, and you've had I can say this because I don't know any of their stories, but you've had an inordinate amount of success, and that people looking in from the outside would go, "Gosh, this happened so quick," and yet it's a 32-year journey that has been happening. Do all of a sudden, with the success that you've enjoyed, do you sense a dynamic with your siblings that now you're the one that can give advice rather than take it all the time, or is that?
Maybe. You know, I don't know.
I bet your mama keeps you in line though, doesn't
Oh
she?
man, what? Oh yeah, mama, my wife.
Yeah, I love
You know, when
it.
I come home, I'm just husband. Like, babe, that trash is
That
still in the. You need to take that. Like,
That's
they keep me.
awesome.
They keep me
That's
humble
very
for sure.
great.
Yeah.
Well, this
Wow.
has been absolutely awesome just to sit and have this conversation.
No, this has been fun.
Dusty, I don't know what you got. I got one more question I've been sitting here thinking about while we're talking.
I love it. What's the
Go ahead.
question?
I have one after you, so
All right,
go ahead.
well, go ahead.
Okay, so growing up, who was your favorite Christian artist?
Oh, that's good. All right, so
I'm always intrigued by that. So somebody that grew up in the church,
Yeah.
and just who did you listen to?
I listened to a quartet group. I grew up on quartet music.
Okay,
So that would be the I guess the black gospel version
Yep.
of Southern gospel.
I wonder. I'm anxious to see who you're going to say.
Who was it?
I grew up listening to Harvey Watkins and the Canton Spirituals.
I know the Canton Spirituals. I've
Did
heard
they
the
do
name.
live in Memphis?
They did live in Memphis.
Wow,
Yeah, that's
look
what I
at
grew up
you.
listening to. I actually was on the same stage as Harvey and the Canton Spirituals with my brothers. We had like several opportunities
great.
to sing with them, so that was really cool. And Lee Williams and the Spiritual
Yeah,
QCs.
I know that. Yep.
Mighty Clouds of Joy.
I love Mighty Clouds. of Joy.
Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes.
I know who they
Grew up
are.
listening to them.
Yep.
And so then I also grew up listening to who is still to this day probably my favorite singer of all time, Pastor Marvin Winans of the Winans family.
Yeah.
Great. Man.
Diedrich Haddon.
Oh yeah, I love. Yep.
I have so many, man.
That's so
Golly.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not just saying I
Did you
grew
ever
up in
hear
church.
the Wardlaw brothers or the Williams
I've
brothers?
heard of the Wardlaw brothers,
They're
yes,
really
and the
good.
Williams brothers.
Love both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good.
Through it all, I made it through another day's journey. God kept me here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
we got to hear some singing.
That's wow. That's very great.
That's great.
Now I'm a fan of Christian music
Yeah.
for sure.
I had never. I'm still a fan. I told you that when we sat down.
me too.
Oh, man.
I don't
We are.
understand any of it. I moved here from Michigan, and so we were at the GMA Hall of Fame years ago, and they used to have it at like a banquet where you take a couple people, and we were there with a friend of mine was going in that night, and I see CeCe Winans walk by, and I hate to be that guy, and yet I never be that close to her again. And I said, I did a lot of that, you know.
Just like that.
And she had just recorded a song I'd written, and I said, I just wanted to say thank you. And I could tell I was getting kind of the look, and she said, what song was it? And I told her, and she hugged me. She said, you don't know what that song meant. And it was just like, it's those kind of moments for a writer that just keep you going through the years.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
great.
No.
I will always be a fan. But when I get to meet people who have had an impact, and Gaither has been that on me.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
watching the impact I told you earlier that you've had on my kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
that's a big deal.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
Yeah. You just never know, do you?
You don't.
We never know. We never know. I would love to meet your daughter someday and
Well,
just tell her thank you.
we will make that happen. She shows up at a lot of Gaither stuff. So.
Okay, good. I look
Okay, so
forward.
here's my last question.
All right.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. if
Wait
I
a
wanna
minute.
know.
Wait.
Here we go.
Everybody in the room just got nervous.
We did. We got really nervous.
Okay, you're from Knoxville,
Right.
and I told you earlier you've got a way of taking every song that you sing, and you own it.
Where's this
I
going?
just was curious what you would do with
Rocky Top. Oh,
Where? Okay. That is
No.
so.
Oh my gosh, what would I do at Rocky Top? Some things are just better left.
No, I'm not
You
gonna let you
know.
off that easy. You can't be from Knoxville and not at least do one chorus of Rocky Top.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
You want me to help you
Okay.
with the words?
No. I know Rocky Top. I don't know that I would ever change it though. I've always sang it the same. But if I had to make it, Chris Blue.
Blue and orange.
Blue and orange. There you go. Oh, that's Gators. Be careful.
That's right.
Be careful.
Yeah, Florida.
That's
But I'm
Auburn.
from Florida. It is Auburn, isn't it? I'm so ready for college football, man. I can't stand it.
We are season ticket holders and love the game. Yeah.
God, I love. Okay,
That's so.
Rocky Top.
Rocky Top. Come on.
Whoa, Rocky Top, you will always be Home, sweet home to me. Whoa, rocky top. You will always be. You'll always be home, sweet home to me.
Yeah, great. That's amazing, Chris.
That was awesome.
Okay,
All right.
That's
perfect.
a good question.
That's a great question. Wow. I've
Thank
never
you.
been
This
asked
has
that
been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
has been
guys.
This has
amazing.
been awesome. We're
Thank y'all.
cheering you on.
Thank you.
We'll, just love your heart, man. I love your heart, the ministry aspect of it.
Oh,
and
bless
I
you,
love
man.
the whole thing that you're doing. So we're really thank you very much.
And I have a heart for other people like me. Like
I
if
know you do.
Like going through the voice experience was something really, really cool because for all of the folks who felt overlooked, who feel undeserving, or just have a lot of doubt and fear about the gift that God has given you, like I feel like I've been called to those people.
I love it.
And so like all my students and all the artists that I'm working with to kind of help pull that out of them and show it's just been a phenomenal transformation, not only for them but for me. And so I don't know, maybe there's somebody who's listened to this who want to learn more about how to be successful in any industry, not just the music industry but entertainment, period. You're by yourself and there's only one person who believes in you.
I believe it.
Like if you've got that one person, even if that one person is just you, I want to show people that there is a way to be uberly successful in entertainment and in the industry by using your gift. And I'm going to show you where impact meets influence. And
chrisblue.com is that
absolutely, you can go to chrisblue.com to find out everything you want to find out.
And now that you got an endorsement for UT, I'm thinking national anthem at a Vols game this
absolutely
year.
I hope it'd be nice to do the Florida Tennessee. Oh no, wait, Florida, they're going to Florida this year. So maybe does Alabama come to Tennessee this year? No. Is it Georgia? Georgia comes to Tennessee this year.
You're talking to the wrong person. He probably knows.
We're praying for Dusty.
Yes,
I'm a big Detroit Tiger fan. I'm still got some Michigan in my blood, and this has just been great.
This has been really fun.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Love your heart.
Thank you, Dusty.
Thank you so much.
This is the reason
why we love to tell the stories and let people hear the stories.
Amen.